Today, we're sitting down with Buzz Osborne, better known as King Buzzo, the visionary frontman of the legendary band Melvins. For over 4 decades, Buzz has been at the forefront of heavy experimental rock, widely credited as the pioneer or as a pioneer of grunge and a major influence on bands like Nirvana, Soundgarden, and countless others. Beyond the Melvins' extensive catalog and relentless touring, Buzz has explored a range of music projects, from solo acoustic records to collaborations that push boundaries. But there's more to him than just music. When he's not on stage, Buzz is an avid golfer and enjoys catching a good baseball game from time to time. On this tour, he's balancing a career that spanned generations with the everyday joys of life off the road. We'll be talking about the music, the legacy, and the man himself. This is Louder Talks, and this is my conversation with Buzz Osborne. So we want to go a bit through the history and, maybe also how you would like it to be portrayed up to this point, the history of the band. Let's start off what you're up to today. I mean, you've been on tour for a while in the US and now you're coming to Europe. So I know,
Yes.
I know that you like, currently, I know that you like, and you're really good at golf. And you have a strong marriage as well, some Jack Russell dogs. So
Yes, we do.
what's life like for Buzz Osborne from the Melvins today?
Well, I've been off tour for a few weeks, so that's been nice.
Okay.
We did a big tour of the U.S. From April 3rd till June 7th.
Yeah.
And then we did 6 shows before that on our own in California. So I've been pretty busy. It's like close to 60 shows, I think.
Okay.
And then we're doing a 25-date tour of Europe. And then we come back and do more shows in the U.S. To where total will be about 116 shows, I think.
Wow. That's
We
a
had
lot,
an album.
right?
Yeah, it's good. We had an album that came out in April called Thunderball. And so that's very exciting. We had fun about a year ago, a little over a year ago, we had an album come out called Tarantula Heart. And not long before that, we had an album come out that was called Bad Mood Rising.
Yeah.
So we've been pretty busy. During the pandemic, we put out a 4-record acoustic record that I think is really good. For some reason, it's been overlooked by people. I don't know why. And we're about to reissue some of which, for the first time, the Everybody Loves Sausages record, which is a covers album of records that we feel like were bands that were big influences on us that maybe people hadn't thought of, like the Fugs and Roxy Music. And then we are also putting out the Freak Puke album for the first time on its own vinyl. And also, for the first time ever on vinyl, is the Colossus of Destiny record, which is one of my favorites. And I was just listening to the test pressings of it last week, and it said, when I'm listening to it, it gets to the end, and there's a version of I Flies, which is off our first album. And I'm listening to it, and I'm sitting there thinking, this at this moment is my favorite thing I think we've ever recorded to whack to
Oh, really?
Down. Yeah, I think it sounds really good. I think it's exactly the kind of vibe I want. So it's my favorite thing at the moment that we've ever recorded. That song, I think, is
and that is something, because you do have a lot of recording done throughout these 30 plus years, right? So
yeah, that's my favorite thing at the moment. But I don't spend a lot of time listening to my own music, so it's hard to say. And plus, I'm very close to it, so I'm not a good representation of what people think, because I hear it with different ears than you would,
Yeah.
Because I made it, so I hear it with warts and all, as they say.
Yeah,
So
you've kind of come back to the moment that when you were making it and all that, when you're listening to
sometimes
it.
I
Sometimes,
just
yeah.
hear it like certain records. I don't disagree with people when they say, "Oh, I really like this record." I mean, I am only appreciative of them
Yeah.
being fans, but I might not agree with them. But I don't tell them that. I'm glad they're there. I'm glad they're there.
Right.
But I'm not. I have a biased opinion of it. So um, there's certain things when I listen to it and I go, it sounds overproduced to me, or it sounds. I wish I
Yeah.
would have done it this way. That's not what fans would hear. That's not what fans. I'm sure the same thing happens with painters or with directors of movies or
Yeah, probably.
actors or you know um, you know uh, they see themselves in the big screen and wish they'd have done it a different way. Maybe. I mean, at least I
Yeah.
do. Or a director goes, that was the wrong take. They should have had the camera here, even though it's a movie people love. He sees or she sees all the mistakes. So
Yeah,
it's not. I'm not a good representation of my own music.
of course.
But it's sort of like reading your own books. It's like you would only see it with what you did wrong.
Yeah.
I think being self-critical is a good idea. It's a really good idea. It makes you work harder. It makes you be more of a perfectionist. And I'm for all those things. Now, as far as my personal life goes, it is true. I love golfing, and it's a solitary sport. Last Sunday. I played a golf tournament, actually.
Oh, really?
Yes, and I did not do very well. I played okay, but not well. Now you're playing the tournaments. You're playing for money by the rules. So, the same rules that they play for PGA. So,
Okay. So it's a big one, right? I mean,
it's you really see how well you actually are.
okay.
You're not picking up putts or screwing around, or you're doing things by the book. And I really like that. It's a good challenge, especially the tournament. I'm very competitive, and golf is a solitary sport. It's sort of like tennis, except you don't have to have a partner. And it gets you out in nature for 4 hours, 5 hours. And musicians are people of the great indoors, so I enjoy that a great deal.
Yeah.
Plus, it's a time where I'm not thinking about anything other than that game, golf, and it's a good thing for me to do. I don't like what a lot of people associate with golf, like country club lifestyle or all those kinds of things. I fucking hate that shit, and I don't want anything to do with that. I want to go out there and play the game. I like those courses, but I don't necessarily like those people, and that's okay,
Yeah.
And they usually give me shit right up until the time I'm starting to kick their ass. So on the course, so
Yeah.
that's pretty funny. And then I do enjoy my life with my wife, Mackie. We've been married about 32 years, and that's been great. And we have a lot of fun together. She's an independent, strong person, which is great. And then we do have 2 dogs, one of which is a Jack Russell. The other is a American Hunt Terrier, which is like a Jack Russell, but not quite as smart. And I also enjoy photography and things like that. Reading is a big deal for me. I love books. I love finding books. I like collecting books. I like art books and fiction and nonfiction. All those kinds of things that I have.
I thought of making a spotlight actually of your wife in an article.
Yeah.
Because I know that she designs, right? Like she designs most of your covers, and she has designed other things as well. So
lots of stuff.
Does she like that kind of thing? Because I noticed that there's not a lot of online about your wife. So
yeah, she would do it. She's not a big fan of those kinds of things, but
like interviews and stuff. Yeah.
She's done them, but yeah, she would do it. She's got her own life outside of what I do, that's for sure. And that was one of the things that I was very attracted to. She does graphic design for a living, and that's her. And so we have spent 3+ decades talking about art all the time.
Right.
What's good about it? Every single day, almost something to do with why a picture is good, why a photograph's good. We're both very, very hard workers. very, very outside the box.
I noticed that on the Chris Garza podcast that I listened to, I don't know, a couple of months ago, you talked about photography. Do you like photography as well, or you?
Yes.
I mean, you just enjoy it, or you actually do it?
I made a photography book a couple of years ago that I just sold at shows called Raps.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah,
it's never distributed. I was thinking about finding someone. I made just limited edition hardcovers, 2 editions of it, and I just sold them at shows, and they're gone. And so now I'm thinking of taking it and finding maybe a publisher, but I haven't looked. I wouldn't even know where to look. So
okay,
I'm thinking about it, but it's all photography. I'm a street photographer. Some band stuff, but mostly weird stuff that I think looks cool.
Yeah, and I noticed that you told Chris that it's about the photographer, not the equipment. I thought that was very interesting because, for example, on your 2023 show at Hellfest, I went and had to photograph you for that show. You remember, in France, in Clisson?
Yes.
And that I was at that show. I actually saw the whole set, and of course I try to photograph you with some pictures, but for some reason my camera just went off, right? Like it just didn't work. The obturator, I don't know, it wasn't working, so I had to use my phone. And the pictures were okay. I mean, they were good. The light was kind of weird because it was all red. I don't know if you remember that set. It was like super red at the beginning. So it was, yeah. So it was kind of complicated to take the pictures, but it was interesting to hear you say that. I mean, what do you think about people that don't really like this or these purists that really like photographs with not phones or other kind of equipment or whatever?
They don't know what they're talking about. Well, I've heard that my whole life in music, and it's got to be, you can't use digital, you can't do this, you can't do that. It's like,
yeah,
motherfucker, I can make a shitty sounding record with any format. I can take a crappy picture with any camera. No problem at all. So I don't know what they're fucking talking about. I mean, if you give a good photographer any camera, they're going to take something that looks good. And you have to know your limitations of what you're doing. If of course, you're taking pictures of bands and it's in red light, we'll figure out how to make it work.
Yeah,
that's your job. I mean, life is not perfect. It's like, we've heard that so many times from people. They're like, well, you have to have white lights for the photographers. It's like, well, what kind of a shitty photographer are you? You can't figure out how to take a good picture? Well, then go to black and white.
Yeah.
Take it in black and white.
Yeah, exactly.
No problem.
You can go wrong there.
There's no, you're not worried about red light then. I mean, it's just like, I like black and white better anyway.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I don't like black and white. It's like, whatever. If you want to take snapshots of you and your friends at the beach, then it doesn't matter what you do, But if you're taking photographs where you're trying to capture a moment, then I think black and white looks better. So my favorite photographers are black and white. There's a reason for that. It's not supposed to be reality. It's supposed to be a moment in time captured that the photographer thought was important. Now, if you're taking a picture of your lunch,
that's interesting.
Then for Instagram, then by all means take it with full color so everybody can see what your burrito looks like.
Yeah.
But if you're going out to take a photograph of something, you're documenting some kind of thing for a reason, and the photographer will find, should I be low, should I be high, which way should I shoot the light, which way should I shoot, should I burn into it, you are then looking at this image or this setup through their eyes.
Yeah.
And they're showing you why this is good from their perspective of how they're doing it. Now you can take 10 people will take a picture of the same thing. That's like my buddy Tom Hazelmeyer. He goes, me and you can take a picture of the exact same thing from the exact same place, and yours will be better. That's like, right.
I know the feeling. Yeah.
That's it. So that's what you're looking at. Now, for that kind of thing, to me, black and white always looks better. It always looks better for that. It's more real somehow. Looks more like a painting to some degree.
Yes.
But I love black and white. Black and white photography is my favorite. Yeah, I think it's unbelievably beautiful.
Well, talking more about going into the history of the band. So everyone has a story of how they formed or started. How was the beginning of the Melvins? How was that context?
I didn't start playing guitar till I was almost out of high school, so I would have been 17 or so. I played a little bit before that, but I didn't really have an electric guitar till I was 17 or 18. And within, a year and a half, we'd already made recordings. I'd maybe played guitar for 2 years. It seemed like a long time at the time, but in actuality, it wasn't really that long of a time. So, so it was really quickly. And when we started, we just were thinking along the lines of it'd be cool to play a show. It'd be great to play on a stage. It wasn't like, oh, we're going to make records. We're going to do this. I wasn't thinking of any of that. So our initial expectations for the band, we surpassed within the first 6 months of being a band. I mean, if your only aspirations are, it would be great to play a show. That's it. Or it would be great to play on a stage, then it's not hard to surpass those very quickly. Even if you're a crap band, lots of crap bands play shows. So we did that pretty quickly, and then we recorded. Once we played out live, we were writing original material, and I was writing lots of songs, and we had a set down. We rehearsed a lot and played some shows, and then we realized that this is kind of working. People kind of like people kind of like it to some degree, and so that I just never looked back. So that was fun.
So and the context. Talking about the context, how was the music scene like in Montesano? I listened to recently to an interview to the Ramones, and they were talking about the music scene when they came out, and they said like it was horrible, like all you could find on TV or whatever, wherever you hear your music, it was horrible. And the disco duck, the song Disco Duck was like fashion at the moment. So how was like for you? I mean, how was it in Montesano or maybe Washington State or even the US in general when you came out?
There's nothing in the town I grew up in, Montesano. I mean, there's still everything. It's a very small town. In the middle of nowhere. There's nothing there to do. Certainly no record stores, or I didn't know anybody that liked the kind of music I did, and I found all that music by myself accidentally. And I had no musical muses who would tell me, check this out, check that out. Not for a long time. Not till from about 1976 till about 1982, 81. Before 81, 82, before I met people who were telling me to check out certain bands, But before that, it was just me on my own. And not a lot of fun, not a lot of happy memories back then. I didn't like it much. It wasn't exciting or fun or the good old days or anything like that. It was just fucking horrible.
Oh, really?
No, I hated the people I was around. I hated the women. I hated the grown-ups.
Wow. Okay.
It wasn't until I got out of there and realized the world's a much bigger place, and it wasn't me that was wrong. It was them. And so, and I never looked back after that. So when we started out playing, our first show was in Olympia, Washington, which is a small scene there, in like '83, and then we started playing, got some shows in Seattle at this place called the Gray Door and some other places. And then we kind of just went from there. We did well, on that level. But I mean, we're not talking any kind of real money. I mean, we'd make like $40, $30, $20. Driving.
You just enjoy playing?
Enjoyed it. Yeah, it was fun, and met a lot of people, and I liked the music. People, I saw a lot of great bands. And, then we did that for a few years, working crappy jobs, living in crappy apartments and stuff like that. And then when I decided I was going to leave there, it was around 86, 87. We recorded a 7-inch, and then we went on a tour in summer of 86. It was just horrible. It was all skinheads everywhere. Hated it. Got tour again. And then we went back home and moved to San Francisco. I moved there in 86, 87. We started the band over. And really quickly, we got a record deal. And from Boner Records, who we still are, those records are still on there. And we started getting shows that were good in San Francisco. And by 88, 89, we were starting to make a living playing music. So it was about 5 years, total.
So sort of your breaking point was in San Francisco, right? I mean, you would consider that?
Okay. Yeah. And then we did 3 records for Boner and an EP. And by 1991, we were 91, 92. So we'd been making a living playing music for a couple of years, without having regular jobs. Not a lot of money, but we were able to do it. Then we got signed to Atlantic Records.
Yeah.
And we did 3 albums for them. We took a little bit of money each from that, but not a ton of money by any means. We each made a little bit of money, and we made our records, but about enough money to live for about a year, maybe. And then, so we did that 3 times, and then, maybe less than a year, maybe 8 months. We could survive on money that we got from it. So it wasn't like we got $1 million a piece or anything. And then I got married in 94. So I met my wife in 93, and then we were married by 94. So it's been, almost 32 years in marriage, but together over 32 years. So it's great. So we got married 9 months after we got
married. A long marriage. Long lasting.
A long time to do anything. And then we just continued making records, and then we got dropped off Atlantic, which I knew. We did an album with Hazel Meyer, which was the Honky album. And then Ipecac started up in like 98, maybe. And we have been on Ipecac ever since.
Okay.
And so we've made lots and lots of records from them. And I've stayed married, working very closely with my wife. And we've made, I think, more than 30 albums, depending on how you add them up. And
I think even
the better part of 3,000
closer to 40, I think.
Closer to 40, depending on what you consider an album. I think Wikipedia and stuff like that says we have 28, but I don't know how they came upon that number.
Right.
Closer to 40. So then we've done the better part of 3,000 shows in that amount of time too. So
wow,
there you go.
So you're talking about, for example, your early sound that was thicker and heavier than most of your hardcore contemporaries. Did you face like any resistance from the punk scene maybe, or the hardcore scene, or did you just create another wave of people just liking another kind of music, which is your kind of music? Because I really don't know how to define you. So if you can define yourself, not like with a label, because I know that's lame, but if you can define how the Melvins sound, what would you say? Like, a lot of people say sludge, a lot of people say grunge, but I don't know. For me, it's like more metal than most of the other bands. So, what would you define the sound of the? How would you define the sound of the Melvins?
Well, I certainly like heavy metal, but not all of it.
Okay.
I think we're like if Captain Beefheart and the Birthday Party were playing heavy metal.
Okay.
That's what we're doing. But we're also capable, like I said, we did a 4-album acoustic record.
Yes.
Most metal bands couldn't do.
Yeah.
Not the way we're doing it. I've done 2 acoustic albums myself and a lot of acoustic shows. I've done probably more than 100 acoustic shows or 200 acoustic shows, and the last one I did was with Trevor Dunn. That was a lot of fun. But we're capable of sounding like heavy metal Pixies or Throbbing Gristle crossed with the Beach Boys. And I've had lots of opposition to what we're doing from audiences, certainly, but not so much lately. Not so much in the last 25 years. Prior to that, it could be pretty bad. We did a lot of tours with big bands, and we're opening for them, and big thousands of people there, and the audiences weren't always into what we were doing at all.
Okay.
But I didn't expect them to.
Yeah.
A lot of these people are doofuses. They just listen to shitty music, and I don't know, and then once that passed through into the mid 90s and you got to this new metal thing, it was like, well, it all just sounds like Helmet to me,
Yeah. 100%.
Sounds like Helmet completely. Their whole riffage is Helmet crossed with Faith No More with some jive hip hop element added to it, which I could never wrap my head around. I didn't understand. It's a conglomeration, but all the bands sound the same.
Yeah.
I never could understand it. It's just it's not heavy metal as far as I'm concerned, and it's not particularly interesting, but it was very popular. And at the time, certainly in the late 90s, those bands didn't seem to have much interest in what we were doing. There's a few people, but they didn't have any interest in anything we were doing at all. Those audiences and those bands in particular. There was a few people like Roy, who plays on our new album, or on our last album, Tarantula Heart.
Yeah.
Mayorga, he always was interested in what we were doing. And weirdly enough, we did Ozfest in '98 with a bunch of bands like System of a Down who nobody knew who they were. And the one guy out of that, I would classify them in the new metal scene, the one guy out of that band who talked to us and was very interested in what we were doing was the guitar player.
Okay.
He was always, you always really liked us and was really, really, was very supportive as far as that's concerned. But, nobody else from that scene, I never met. We played Phantom Moss, the other band I'm in. We played with Korn, and those guys never said one word to us.
Yeah.
We did open for them in Iceland, and there were 2 nights. They never said a fucking word to us. And
then, really?
Oh no, not at all. And then
wow,
we played one time. The guys in Marilyn Manson were kind of nice to us, but
okay,
they were always nice. So we played a show with Marilyn Manson and with the singer from Korn's band. I can't remember what their name was, but he had some band, his own band, and he didn't say a fucking word to us. Just sat there saying nothing. So it doesn't. I don't need a roadmap to know that there's no interest in this sort of thing. People go, "Well, you're really intimidating." It's like, no, I'm not. I'm not. If you you can talk to me. Anybody can talk to me. You're crazy. They don't like it. They don't like it. And then a lot of these bands, they have just an element of stuff that I just have no interest in. None at all. Yeah. Like I said, they all sound like Helmet to me. Okay, fine with me. Helmet crossed with Faith No More, and really not much more than that.
Yeah, because actually Faith No More has some hip hop elements.
Yes, that's what I would say. So you cross Helmet with Faith No More, you got new metal.
Yeah, 100%.
I would always joke with Mike Patton. I would say, I'll take Nirvana and Soundgarden, and you can have Limp Bizkit and Korn. And he said, "Fuck you." That was always the big joke. I influence those bands. You can influence those other bands. It's like,
Right.
they're all yours, and I'll stick with Nirvana and Soundgarden. I'm cool.
I'm gonna ask you about Phantomas in
Yeah.
a bit, but I wanted to know also about your writing process. How does
Yeah.
your writing process look like? I mean, taking into consideration that you're also touring for a considerable portion of the year, and you're doing a lot of stuff. So how does it look like? I mean, are you like the brains of the whole thing, or do you
pretty
just
much.
get together and think of stuff, or how does it look like?
No, I write 99.9% of it.
Okay.
We'll come in and flesh it out a little bit, but
Okay.
I'll make demos of things. I don't like to spend a lot of time on demos. I just like to have it to be just enough so you can get the idea of what we're doing.
Okay.
I would rather spend that time, instead of making a good sounding demo, I'd rather spend that time on the record, actually, the real recording. So the demos are just so you can hear what's going on. And sometimes I'll just bring in riffs and then say, here's my idea for this. Here's where the vocals are going to go, and we'll work it out from there. Stop and work on the drums really, really hard. Figure out what we're going to do, and then my writing process is I spend time doing it. I work hard on it, and most of what I write is garbage. It's just never never makes it onto a record. But I can't do it any other way. I can't just skip through and find the good stuff. I have to write a whole bunch of crap, and then good stuff comes out of that process.
But is it like conceptual or emotional, or like when you're feeling something, or is it more like mechanical, like building riffs and rhythmic patterns and stuff like that?
It's all of that. I
Okay.
write lyrics, and in the last 20 years, 25 years, I've probably written the lyrics first for most of it.
Okay. That's
then
interesting.
Sometimes I'll write the music and then add lyrics to it, but that's the way I used to always do it. But now I probably write more lyrics now down, and then fit the song to the lyrics sometime, usually, or I'll have a big lyric idea and then I'll just have a song and then just fit it into it.
Okay.
The lyrics are always important. Spend a lot of time on that stuff. But writing songs isn't that hard once you figure out what you want to do,
Right.
But I can't do it without wading through a ton of garbage.
Okay.
There's no other way to do it. There's just no, and you're rewriting and rewriting and rewriting and rewriting, and then it still isn't any good. So you move on,
When
that's
you
how it goes. That's how it always goes.
Right. And when you were signed by this, Atlantic, for example, based on the albums, I know I maybe know the answer to this, but did you experience any pressure either by the label or label executives to become more like commercial or more, I don't know, just to change your style in some way, or just to write songs because they needed to put an album out or something like that? Based on the albums, I know that you always kept your identity and your sound, but did you feel any pressure from the label?
I mean, if I'd have went to them and said, tell me what to do to make it, they probably would have given us all kinds of ideas. Try this, try that. But I never thought anything like that would work. I didn't put it in my mind. I never talked to them. Okay. They never came down and said, here's what you need to do. I mean, later in our career, Stag Records, one of the guys from the radio department, who, when I met him, he had a mullet haircut, like a hair metal haircut.
Yeah.
And 3 years later, he had a mohawk.
Okay.
So I was like, okay. And he was like, what you should think about is this band Korn, because they were becoming popular. And I was like, I'm good on that,
Yeah.
So I'm sure if we'd have, I'm sure he would have happily pushed me down that road if I'd have been accepting of it, but he didn't even try. Not really.
Okay.
But he did tell me all kinds of great stories about how how many payoffs there are, and how they used to be straight cash, but now they do advertising. That's how the payoffs work for radio and MTV.
Right.
All that stuff is you buy advertising. That's the payoff. So if you don't buy it, then they're not going to play your stuff.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
100%.
And so, I mean, if you take any garbage, any crap, because you look at what's popular, it's popular because it's familiar.
Right.
Sometimes things get through. You can take a woman who doesn't have super attractive looks like Aretha Franklin, but her talent is so monstrously big that you can't deny it. Sometimes that happens, but usually it's by the book. They're not, people that are popular aren't doing anything that's radically different than what's popular already.
Yeah.
And so, when Taylor Swift or any of these people, what's the difference between her and Britney Spears or Madonna? I don't see any difference. And they're so big. Well, that kind of stuff has been big for decades.
Yeah.
That's not a surprise. Actually, or hip hop. Hip hop to me, it's like hip hop. It's like all the hip hop shit sounds exactly the same. It's like, well, that was popular. This kind of thing was popular 30 years ago. So it's not surprising that same formula hasn't worked again. Of course it does. Right.
Of course.
It's just like, it's not like they're forging ahead through new territory. It's the same fucking beats and shit that they've always used. I don't get it. So, I mean, to me, rap music ended with NWA, Straight Outta Compton. That's where it peaked.
Right. Yeah.
And my favorite rap album is Raising Hell by Run DMC,
Right.
Raising Hell by Run DMC, it's like, that to me is the best rap album ever made,
yeah, and it probably is.
And I saw them on that tour, and they were fucking amazing. And it was like that DJ was doing it all. There's no fucking tapes running. They were fucking great. But I don't need the 50th generation of that. Some bands out there like Dalek, who's to me sound like rap mixed with Throbbing Gristle. That's good. That's a good thing. But I don't need this 500th generation of this garbage that they shit out like it's like dime a dozen crap. To me, I might as well be listening to, and people think, it's street, it's hip. No, it's not. It's mall garbage. It's elevator music for hipsters. Just you hear that kind of music playing at the gym.
Yeah, exactly. That is right.
It's not exactly radical. It's like, fuck you, gangster. Yeah, you're a gangster. Tell me all about it. One thing I can guarantee you.
How do you like the Beastie Boys, for example?
Oh yeah, they're big gangsters. One thing I can guarantee you is all those guys talking about all that shit. I'm a better shot with a gun than any of them are. I'll take the Pepsi challenge against any of those fucking assholes with a gun anytime they want. No doubt. I'm a redneck. I grew up in the middle of nowhere. I know how to shoot guns.
You needed to, basically.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I didn't need to, but I mean that's just what they were everywhere. I'm not afraid of guns. I grew up with guns. It's like I know how to shoot a gun. You don't want me shooting at you. I'll tell you that right now. I don't hold my gun sideways.
Yeah, exactly. That's like lesson number one.
It's not the fucking Matrix, I've never seen that work. So tell me all about it, gangster rapper. Tough guy. Like, fuck you. Fuck you. Shove all that redneck shit right up your ass.
So another thing. How do you know, just to finish with the composition part, how do you know when a song or a record is done? How do you know that? Like, this is done, let's put it out.
No, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like, okay, that's it. Sometimes I'll complicate it really a massive amount. And then I'll realize that it was this is too complicated, or I don't need this part, But like I said, most of it's crap, and you just find in the 1% that's not crap, And so then you'll go, this seems like it's done. This sounds good. Or sometimes I'll get in the studio, even after I've demoed it, and we'll listen to the whole thing together, and you're listening to it, and you're like, okay, I don't need to do that part, or this needs another guitar part, or whatever. You'll figure that out and add it to it. I'm very much an accidentalist as well, So I mean, I want to mix. I want a song that sounds like Tom Waits with Throbbing Gristle mixed with the Birthday Party and Thin Lizzy, all at once. And like, yeah, we love heavy metal, but I also, also am a huge fan of Throbbing Gristle and White House and all kinds of crazy shit that none of these metalheads even have any concept of. It's like, or just normal weird bands that I think are huge influences on us, like the Gang of Four or David Bowie, or people or Public Image Limited, especially the Flowers of Romance record. I mean, that stuff to me is a huge influence, and we put those kinds of, or Miles Davis, Bitches Brew. Yeah, like we put that stuff into our music all the fucking time, and most metal.
Oh, really? Miles Davis?
Oh my god! All the time. Listen to the beats. Listen to the drum beats.
Wow. Yeah, of course.
It's like that's my shit right there, man. That's like, to me, it's like, these bands need to expand and listen to something outside of what they're listening to. It's like there's so much stuff out there that you can attach to what you're doing, which is always amazing when somebody, like you said, people go, oh, they're grunge sounding, or they're really slow. It's like, have you listened to our records?
Yeah.
It's like, what are you fucking talking about? They're all over the place,
all over the place. Yes, that I think that's a good description of it. Yeah.
Right. There's nothing we can't do musically.
I listen to the Melvins when I am actually working, like like background music.
Oh, sure.
That's what I use. A lot of people use like this lo-fi kind of thing, lounge, whatever. I use the Melvins.
Good. Well,
it's better.
The new double album of Colossus of Destiny will be good for you then.
Okay.
I'll be good for that.
I'll give it a go. Yeah, of course.
Coming out.
I usually go to the classics, to Stoner Witch or Houdini. Also, Ozma is a very good one for me.
Yep. Yeah. The one I think is one of my favorites that we did was A Walk with Love and Death. That one.
Okay.
I love that record. I think that's one of the best things we ever did. It's a half soundtrack record, one record, and then the other record is a more normal record. But the soundtrack record we made as a soundtrack for a movie that didn't exist. So we just, if we were going to make a soundtrack, what kind of stuff would we do? And that's what we did. That was really fun. I loved doing it, and most metalheads are Alice in Chains fans or Soundgarden fans or Nirvana fans. They're not going to get it, but I didn't expect them to, But that one I think has kind of been overlooked, but I think it's a great record. It's fucking awesome.
I listened to Jerry Cantrell recently at Hellfest. Actually, the same stage that you played in the Valley.
Right.
And I was kind of disappointed because he played a lot of Alice in Chains. I mean, I wanted to hear his solo work, and I like his solo work. So I think he should maybe get out of that. Because Alice in Chains is good, but it's over, right?
Like, I don't know. I mean, it's just music. It's not ultimately important,
Yeah.
I mean, he probably wrote a lot of those songs, probably,
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And I think he probably feels like it's part of his legacy. I mean, I've done acoustic tours where I play Melvin songs that I wrote on those acoustic versions. I don't have any problem with that. I mean, he probably knows too that there's a large part of his audience that comes to his shows will enjoy
the crowd. Yeah,
they'll enjoy it, and I don't know what his solo stuff sounds like. I have no idea, but
it's sort of similar, but it's more like I don't even know how to describe it, but it's similar to Alice in Chains. But it's like another thing.
Well, then that's I mean, to me, it's like, yeah, it's kind of cool that you would want to hear more of his solo stuff, but I also understand why he would do it.
Yeah,
Do that stuff. I mean, I think bands like Bad Company did Mott the Hoople songs,
yeah,
and they did Free songs because those are fucking good songs,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what goes. I would never even hope to imagine what goes through the mind of somebody like Jerry Cantrell. I've never met anybody from Alice in Chains. So.
Oh, really?
No, I'm not good at those sorts of things. I'm not good at networking or
okay.
glad handing people. I'd play golf with him. How about that?
Oh, really?
I would.
Okay. So, talking about some collabs that you've done, you're obviously a very hyperactive musician. So, talking about some collaborations, let's talk about Fantomas, and also there's another one that I really like, Crystal Fairy, with Dale Crover, and there's also Omar from the Mars Volta, and also this I don't remember the name of the singer.
Terry.
Terry. It's a very, very good project. But what about those? I mean, are those like were those like one-offs? Of course, with Fantomas, you had like 3 records, I think, and
3 or 4, something like that.
But with Crystal Fairy, did you? It was just a one-off, or what do you make about those?
No, I wanted it to be a band, and for some reason, those guys didn't want to do it.
Okay.
After we did the record, I was looking forward to it being a full-time band, but they had other plans. So,
that's a shame because, for example, Crystal Fairy, it's a very good album, very good album.
I think it's a great record, and I think it's the best thing either one of those two have ever done.
I would agree too. Yes.
I think it could have done really well.
Yeah.
But they aren't interested in that, and I don't know what people like that think. I really don't.
Okay.
I was very, very disappointed in the fact that they would be so, dull-minded as to think that they didn't want to do that.
Okay.
But there it is. Maybe someday they'll realize that it's the best thing they ever did and take it from there. But who knows? And we could have done all kinds of great stuff. We could have, but it's a shame they didn't want to do it. It's silly,
right?
And I'm not even.
And how about Fantomas?
I'm not going to go into the reasonings of why they didn't want to do it, but their reasons for not wanting to do it were so misguided and stupid that I can't even go into it. It's so stupid that it's almost unbelievable. It's first off, their reasons are total bullshit, and it was just beyond ridiculous.
Right.
But I have a feeling it has something to do with the fact that they're, maybe they were intimidated by how good it was.
Oh, really?
Maybe.
They were afraid of it? Okay.
Maybe, I mean, I can't think of anything else. A lot of it was not a very happy time for me, how it all happened,
Okay.
And the way they ended it with such incredibly stupid bullshit about why they're ending it, which is absolutely not fucking true. None of it. So
right.
Let's take it from there. So whatever. You can lead a gift horse to water, but you can't look in its mouth.
Yeah. You're right. How about Fantomas?
Fantomas is Mike Patton's project, and he wrote all the music. I didn't have anything to do with that. And
he wrote everything?
He wrote everything. I had nothing to do with writing any music for Fantomas. Nothing.
Okay.
Well, he didn't write the director's cut, but he He
of course.
he arranged it. But I did it. Phantomas didn't work that much, so it was easy to fit it in with what I was doing.
Okay.
I don't think there'll ever be any new Phantomas record, but you never know. I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. I wouldn't even guess. But if that happens, then we'll take it from there. You know?
Yeah, because the last thing he said was he was gonna do something on the electronic kind of realm with Phantomas, but I don't know. It never happened. So
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing along those lines. But if Phantomas happens again, great. If it doesn't, then I can't. You know, all I can be is open-minded, but I can't wait for stuff like that. I just continue doing what I'm doing. You know? Are you wearing a Dodgers hat?
I'm sorry?
You're wearing a Dodgers hat.
I am wearing a Dodgers hat, yes.
Yeah, you are. Are you a baseball fan?
I am a baseball fan, yes.
Wow.
But
excellent.
I mean, I like several teams. I'm not like super diehard with some teams.
You're from Venezuela.
Yes, exactly.
Venezuela's a huge baseball.
Yeah.
Baseball.
Yeah.
Oh my
There's
God.
a lot of baseball players in the major leagues.
A lot of great players come from there.
Yeah.
Unbelievable players. What was that kid's name that played in Seattle? Felix Hernandez.
Oh yeah, Felix Hernandez. Yes.
Felix Hernandez is one of the greatest pitchers I ever saw.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. At like 19 years old, was just dominant. You know.
Yeah.
He threw a perfect game.
Yeah. He threw a perfect game.
It's very few, very, very, very few people have ever done that. You know?
Yeah, there's another one. Another pitcher from Venezuela who did that was Wilson Alvarez for the White Sox, I think. Yeah,
amazing. Venezuela, yeah. It's like you look and go, okay, where's that guy from? Oh, he's from Venezuela. Oh, got it. It's like, yeah, of course. Yeah. And I think a lot of those guys will bring their whole families to the U.S. You know.
Yeah.
Everybody,
definitely,
all into the U.S. and take it from there, and I'm sure that they're happy as hell, you know.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure too.
Yeah, going in there and, but yeah, baseball's huge there. It's huge in Dominican Republic, and you know all those islands down there have a lot of amazing baseball players. A lot of guys from the will go down and play in the winter in Dominican Republic. They'll play winter baseball down there.
Oh, really?
It's all year. All year
of course. Yeah, exactly.
So the season will end, MLB will end, and they'll go and play they'll play the winter in Venezuela, you know. I mean in Dominican Republic, you know. So yeah.
And some in Venezuela as well. Some in Venezuela.
Yeah. I believe it.
I remember in my country some American baseball players that were playing during the season there. So yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's great because if you don't play when you're a kid, that's the only time you're ever going to be a pro. They play from the time they can barely walk. You know? Yeah. Their whole lives. Exactly. You know? Whole lives. And baseball is it's what people that don't like baseball, and I hope you'll agree. What they don't understand, it's so hard to win.
Yes.
It's
a hard game. Yes. It can turn around like in 1 second. It's crazy. Yeah.
So the best team in baseball will still lose 60 games, you know?
Yeah. Exactly.
60 games, you know? It's amazing.
Yeah.
162 games. And if you win 100 games, it's almost unheard of, you know?
Yeah.
That means you lost 62 games if you win 100 games.
Yeah.
Amazing. And the worst team will win almost 60 games, you know?
Yeah.
So it's a worst team can beat the best team on any given day, you know?
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
It's so fucking hard, and people don't understand the pitching rotations and how your best pitcher can only pitch once a week. And you know, so that means some of these games you have your worst pitcher, you know, or the bullpen. It's just so much strategy. And it's like a chess.
There's a lot of strategy. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's like because it's too long. Like it's a very long game. You need to have a strategy. Otherwise, you're dead.
Otherwise, you're dead. If your coach is no good, your team is no good. You know?
Exactly.
That's why the coaches. It's the only sport where the coach wears a uniform like the players.
Yeah, exactly, and it's a very important figure.
They're just as important as any guy on the field. You know. because they know what to do. How long do we leave the pitcher in? Who do we put where? When do we sub out? Pinch hitters, pinch runners. So many things like that can make so much difference. I love it. I just love it. I love it. I think doesn't have a clock.
If they win or they lose, the media is gonna go for the manager. Like, hey, you lost, where you won. So.
Well, I mean, the guys are all good. The players are all good.
Yeah.
So it's like even the worst guy on that team is can hit the ball over the center field fence.
Yeah.
So it's like if you give the worst guy on that team the wrong pitch, he's hitting it out of the park.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like if your manager isn't there telling you, he can't signal the pitcher, but he can signal the catcher.
Yeah.
And they do that all the time. You can see the catchers looking in the dugout. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
All the hand signals and secret stuff. It's that's cool.
Pretty cool. Yeah. That's
so
pretty
fucking cool. Yeah. You don't get that on TV. You only get that in person,
Yeah.
To go to a game and see it. And that's why I love it. I love it.
Yeah. And that's why, I mean, my wife really doesn't like it, but
my wife either.
I always tell her, when you go to the actual game, like to the stadium and see the game, that's when how good baseball is.
Well, my wife says I would love baseball if it was 3 innings.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she says it's too long.
Yeah, too long. So we've went to a lot of games because we live in Los Angeles, and we've been to a lot of Dodger games, and sometimes she'll go, and I'll go, okay, let's just stay for 5 innings. She'll be okay. She'll do that, but she'll do it once a year.
Yeah.
Have a hot dog,
Yeah,
that kind of thing. But baseball, it's all the things that people don't like about baseball. For the people that love baseball, it's not boring at all.
No,
like
no.
How the pitcher works, what he does. It's all there's a lot of it's a performance.
Yeah, and when it goes to extra innings, it's even better. It's even better. Like, yeah, awesome.
I love watching pitchers in big trouble.
Yeah,
bases are fucking loaded. You got no outs.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do now, bitch? How are you gonna handle this? You got the top of the order coming up. It's just watching those guys. There's an amazing book called 60 Feet 6 Inches, written by Bob Gibson and Reggie Jackson, and it's just about pitching and hitting. Just about pitching and hitting. And it is, I think it's the best baseball book.
Oh, I'm gonna look for it.
Bob Gibson and Reggie Jackson. I think, at the time it was written, they both had the best records of the world of pitching and hitting in the World Series.
Yeah.
And just listening to them talk about how they approached what they were doing, it's like they're like fucking scientists.
Right. Yeah.
It's just like you can't. They had plan. Everything's a plan. They can't just walk up there. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's just so complicated. So few guys can hit a baseball. There's just so few guys that can do that. And I just love it. Anyway, I didn't mean to go on the baseball tangent, but I noticed, he's got a Dodger hat
on. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, I like to speak about this subject as well, because there's a lot of history in my country about that sport.
Oh yeah.
But also we follow a lot of the Major League Baseball. Because we have a lot of Venezuelans there, and of course.
Yep. Lots.
Actually, I'm an Atlanta Braves guy, but but I like other teams. I like the Dodgers. I like the Yankees as well.
Yep. I like baseball in general.
Yeah, in general. Yeah.
There's no team I hate, but there's fans that I hate. I hate the Boston Reds. I hate the Boston Red Sox fans. I like the Boston Red Sox. I like the Boston Red Sox. I don't like their fans.
You don't like their fans.
No. And
they're like so die hard. I don't get it. I have a cousin who is a Venezuelan, and he's a Red Sox fan. I don't like him. I don't like the way, when we're watching baseball, I don't like him.
Right. That's it. The other ones that are really nasty are the Dodgers fans.
Yeah.
Dodger fans are really nasty too. I've watched them. They hate the Giants. I've watched them just brutalize the Giants or brutalize Giant fans and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
I'm not really super into that, but I love the Dodgers. But But not necessarily their fans, not necessarily all the fans.
Yeah.
You know? The Boston fans are worse.
Yeah,
But
I
I
get
mean,
it.
the Atlanta Braves have a storied history forever.
Yeah.
Hank.
I mean, I like them since I was a kid, since I was like
Yeah.
this guy like Greg Maddox pitching,
Maddox.
or Steve Avery, or this
Chipper Jones.
sort of, yeah, exactly, Chipper Jones. This is where like my superheroes,
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Greg Maddox is just There's just nobody like him. Nobody.
Yeah.
And you watch old games of his. I saw him pitch on the Dodgers actually.
Yeah.
I watched him one game pitching. Is back when the pitchers had to hit. National League. I watched him hit a squeeze play bunt down the first base line to score a run, and he still made it to first. Then he stole second base.
Whoa!
It's like crazy. And then later in
God.
the game, he hit an RBI double.
That's amazing.
That's why he's Greg Maddox. He's a threat on the mound, and if you don't take him seriously, he's going to fuck you up at the plate too.
Yeah.
It's like I love that kind of shit. Maddox is another guy. He's a scientist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Total. And Glavine.
Oh yeah,
Smoltz.
Tom Glavine. Oh my God,
Smoltz.
John Smoltz. Yeah.
I saw all those guys pitch.
Wow. I saw them on TV. So
yeah, I saw them pitch on the Braves and on the other teams they were on, like the Mets. And,
yeah, exactly.
I saw Smoltz pitch for the Braves in Dodger Stadium, and the catcher dropped the ball on the third out, and the guy made it to first after he struck the guy out. The catcher dropped the ball, right? So the guy makes it to first, safe. So now he's got to get another out. He's got to get another out.
Yeah.
Next guy hits a 2-run home run, and he just fucking lost it on the mound. I've never seen a guy so mad. Schmaltz. God, he never should have been. He never should have been facing that guy.
Yeah.
And I just love it. Baseball's so much fun. It's so good. Yeah. So amazing. But guys like that are just they're unbelievable. You watch those. You don't know it at the time, but you're watching guys like that that are going to be Hall of Famers, and it's just so cool. So cool.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay, so Mr. Osborne, last question.
Okay.
Well, not last, second to last. If you would recommend, I mean, everyone asks for musical influences, but my approach will be more related to albums.
Yeah.
So can you tell me, I don't know, 5 albums, any genre, that everyone should listen to at least once in a lifetime, and that maybe are an influence to you personally or musically?
I would say Heathen Earth by Throbbing Gristle.
Okay.
Blue Valentine by Tom Waits. Back to Black by Amy Winehouse.
Okay. Wow.
Bitches Brew by Miles Davis. And
yes.
Live at Leeds by The Who. And one more I would add Junkyard by The Birthday Party.
Okay, interesting.
And one more I would add Fire of Love by The Gun Club.
All right.
There's 7.
Those are pretty eclectic list of albums, but I love it. Yeah.
Those are big influences on me, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think if you don't listen to those records and you don't appreciate them and don't like them, I think there's something wrong with you.
I always tell people that about Jeff Buckley's Grace. Do you like that album?
Yeah.
I always said you have to like that album. I mean, it's an amazing album.
Yeah. Certainly.
Okay, so now last question. What's a piece of advice you give everyone, either to have a lasting marriage or a fulfilled life, or anything you can think of that's important?
Nothing's ever going to be perfect, but you do your best.
Okay.
There's a scene in that movie, The Aviator, right?
Yeah.
Where where Howard Hughes and Ava Gardner's talking to him when he's going crazy, and
Yes.
and she's shaving him, and she says, "Now wash your face," and he goes, but he says something like, "Is that water clean?"
Right.
And she says, "Nothing is clean, Howard. We just do our best."
Okay.
Like, right. I think that's a great line.
Yeah, it is a great line. Yeah.
Nothing is clean. We do our best. We just do our best. That's it. To me, it's like, if you're looking for perfection, it's not going to happen. But try to realize that you can be happy without missing out on what is good in your life already. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
That is a great advice, definitely.
Yeah.
So
nothing is clean, but we do our best.
Yeah. That's right.
All right.
Well, this has been amazing, Mr.
Thank
Osborne. Thank you for
so
your
much.
time. And thank you for the conversation. And looking forward to, to talk to you again and to see you again live sometime.
All right. Can't wait. Talk to you soon. Go Dodgers.
Talk to you soon. Go Dodgers.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.